Welcome back to another episode. And this episode, I think we can all relate to. Losing your save files. Now, what even got me thinking about doing an episode like this was, I was watching Kim play Final Fantasy IX the other day, and I bought her like her own third-party memory card. And I was watching her play and she's saving it, and I was like, oh my god, like, what if she goes to boot it up one time and the save file's not there? And the reason why I say that is because third-party memory cards back in the day were notorious for corrupting or just losing your save file, or so many numerous problems that would piss you off beyond reality. And I was like, man, I really got to talk about this because there's a lot of stories that I can remember, and I know everybody can relate to this. So I'm going to just, talk about some of my stories about what happened to me and my friend Andrew. And please, after the video, if you have any funny, any horrible memories losing your save files in any older game, something that drove you totally insane, please leave a video response. I would love to see that stuff. I think back to some of the horrible things that happened to me, and remember, this just came to me just right off the bat, is that, remember in the olden days, entering in your passwords? You would get these gigantic long passwords when you would come to the end of your game for booting it up next time. You'd actually have to enter in this gigantic long password. And back then, the O's and the zeros could look the same, or the I's and ones. Oh my god, the amount of times I'd be entering in a password and it wouldn't enter and I couldn't figure out what digit was off. That's a whole other episode, I swear to god, but that was the beginning of my frustration. But I remember this one story in particular, and here is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I'm sure you've seen me talk about this game a few times. Well, I have some beautiful memories of this game, and I have some horrible memories that happened to me. Oh, jeez. I remember my parents, when I lived at home, invited over some friends of theirs, and their friends had some kids, some little kids. And I was a nice enough guy. These little kids came into the basement to hang out, and I was like, hey guys, I said, I'm heading out for the night. You can use my PlayStation 1, but please, and you can play any game you want, but please don't save over anything. Okay? Don't save over anything. And I double checked this with them. I said, no saving over anything, right? They're like, yes, we won't. I said, no saving over anything, right? Yes, we won't. I did it a couple more times, honestly. I trusted these kids. These kids were very intelligent children. So I thought. So I go off. I think I was out hanging out with Rob. We're having some beers that night or something like that. Anyways, I came home, that later that night. I woke up the next morning, and in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I'm looking to get, it's a bit of a spoiler, 200% in the castle. Okay, I'm looking to get 200%. I'm nearly there. I think I'm at like 97, I was 196%. And I couldn't find the last bits of the castle. So that was my my little, ritual that I would do, is try to find the other piece of the castle I was missing. So I wake up, I put in the disc, obviously put the memory cards in there, I boot it all up. Okay. Oh, I must have the wrong memory card in. There's nothing there. Put in the next memory card. Nothing. I can tell you, and you all know what this is like. There's a moment that hits you where you just kind of go numb. And you just all the blood drains out of your face. It feels like it drains out of your body. I was just sitting there, this was my reaction. I went, oh, shit. The amount of work to get what I did in Castlevania up to that point, which was at that time a lot of exploration. There's no strategy guides. Couldn't check on the internet where I was going. This was all stuff I was doing on my own, which I loved to do. I was, okay, my next response after the was fucking anger. And I was fucking jumping around, fucking, who knows, punching pillows, being the tough guy. I was so upset, and I thought these kids were intelligent. Why would they have done this to me? I trusted these kids. These kids betrayed me. Oh man, so I was so bummed out that morning. I just was like, fuck, I can't do that again. I can't go all the way through the game again. It would just seem like such a big task. And I tell you, this is when you know you have a great friend. I was talking to Rob. Rob phoned me up, and I'm telling him the same story. And you know what his reaction was? I'm coming over right now, and we're gonna do it again. And it kind of felt good. I wasn't on my own anymore on this. I was like, do it again? He's like, we can do it. We can do it in one sitting. And I'm like, I don't think that's possible to do it in one sitting. He's like, yeah, we can. Absolutely, because I remember where a lot of the stuff is too. And great memories of Rob coming over, sitting down, and playing all day. We played all day to get to you won't believe this, in one sitting, we got back to exactly where I was before. I think maybe 1% more. You know, I could never at that time figure out the last few percent of that castle, but so, you know what turned into what was a bad situation, losing my save file to some rotten kids, to Rob coming over and us sharing that experience of playing through all the game again. I don't know, it felt like climbing up a mountain to get back to where we were at, and it was awesome when we did it. It felt like an even bigger thrill than the first time I had actually done it. So, yeah, but man, still a piss off about losing the save file, man. I told my parents, I'm like, never invite those kids over again. Okay, my next and final story with this is that I picked up a game a long time ago, Alundra. A great game, a fantastic game, and a very hard game. The puzzles in this game drove me to the ends of time, I can tell you. They were crazy. Where I was toiling through the game, and I'll be honest, I never was able to pass all these puzzles in this game. They were just too difficult for me. I found them very difficult. But my friend Andrew, after high school, he'd moved away to Calgary, and he was going to university out there. And he was flying out to hang out with me for a week, because we're still awesome good friends, as we still are now. He still flies out every once in a while here. So he was flying out, and he had his Alundra saved. And he had like 2 more puzzles to do, basically, to finish the game, to get to the end of the game. He's right at the end of the game. So he's bringing his memory cards over, all that kinds of stuff. He gets over, he comes to my place, and he's like, okay. He's like, I want to show you the end of Alundra. Well, let's do this. He puts in his memory card, and he had toiled over this game for a long time. No game facts, man. There's no game facts then, you know? So he had been toiling. He put it in. No save file. We still to this day don't know what happened. Now, at that time, we had thought it had come through customs or whatever, and the x-ray machine, and he was convinced that the x-ray machine did something to his save. He always went on about that. I always thought that was a lot of fun. But we never figured it out, and you know what? That was not about my reaction. My reaction was, oh, that sucks. His reaction was like, he still can't get over it to this day. I think he actually finished the game years later. I remember, I think he got this on the PSP, some boot hack thing or whatever. I was able to play it and get to the end of the game that way, because it haunted him. That's right, he actually did do that. But it was interesting to watch his reaction. I was like, oh man, yeah, like, but the amount of times where save files have corrupted on me or things like that haven't been so devastating has happened quite a lot. Like, look at all these memory cards I have here. I just got so many damn memory cards. But, you know, these are all for Phantasy Star Online for my Dreamcast. These are all my characters on there. I'll probably show that in a future episode for sure. But guys, tell me about a time that you lost your save file. It's happened to us all. And hopefully we get past the days of that happening one day with cloud saves and all that kind of great stuff. But in the old days, once you lost a save file, it was gone and it was devastating. We all know the feeling. So please leave a video response. Love to hear your stories. Anyways, guys, until next time.